Listen, if you've been following this WACk 100 loose cannon stuff, it's crazy. At this point, I think that if you're a smart individual, you got to believe that an indictment is coming for WACk 100. He's in too much stuff and loose cannon stuff and all this, and now he's trying to separate himself from loose cannon. Because I don't know if people really realize this a lot. I was watching Desi and them on his channel, what is like SBG TV, BTV. I don't know. But if you know this, you probably know what I'm talking about. Desi be up there late night. Only motherfucker be on like 2 a.m, still playing the interview. He went against WACk and stuff on Clubhouse. If you watching this, you got to believe that WACk is going to jail. Like, they did a good job. Like, he had Desi be having like Jay Reed and them call in. People were hurt. Like Marciano, like the dude that was with Jay Reed, almost 60 years old, they say. He is paralyzed some way, somehow, because of that beating. And WACk was like, "Oh yeah, I'm the one that told him to move, and it could have got worse." And WACk said something about like the phone records going to help or hurt loose cannon, because Jay Reed like, "Yo, they called us, we spoke to him. It wasn't a surprise we showed up." Like, they knew we was coming. And if the phone record showed that, then that meant they set this up. WACk 100 of them set it up. And there should be some people over there to talk to WACk, because this is crazy. There's multiple guns out. But let's see what these – I know Nojumper was talking about it, so I stopped it here up to this point. I don't know what they're going to say after this, and we're going to chop it up on this. And I know they discussed WACk 100. I hate how Flacco make him seem like a fucking mastermind. I wish Academic – talk to loose cannon so he could put out information about WACk and it could be good and we could see it. I think WACk and Academics, their time is coming. Once he do that disrespectful to a man like he's been in the act, I don't care if it's an act and they like, "Oh yeah, this is how we do, we're brothers, haha." And I know Academics gotta feel some type of way once he get off the phone with WACk 100. But let's see what they're talking about.
Laws of power. And I hear him bring that up all the time. So when you say he win wars, like, he comes in prepared. It's like Hannibal taking over, like,
that nigga
Europe,
cold, bro.
Like, you know, I just, it's crazy.
That nigga cold, bro.
A lot of people, you know, you got some people out here that really, really like WACk, like us. I like WACk. That's my guy. And you got people that really hate him. But the people that really hate him, I need them to know that, like, man, he's one of the dudes on the internet that, like, his strategy is, like, is pinpoint. It was like, boom, boom, I got something for this, I got something for that.
So you think WACk
awesome.
strategically?
Absolutely.
Well, he said it though.
I mean,
WACk don't strategically nothing. I'm talking about the homie over there at SBGB TV, the homie Dizzy, right there. I don't know if y'all can see that, yeah, but if you ain't following him, follow him. He got the best stuff in interactions with WACk. And WACk, is it that WACk is a mastermind or that you just speak to dumb people?
this is my take on it. I feel like, because he is the godfather of Luce's kid, I feel like there was some love there at one point.
Did he become godfather later on? Or was he godfather before that child was conceived?
I think the kid just recently, he's probably like 1 year old, right?
But it felt
I
like
have no
this,
idea.
though. No, from our perspective, so here's how I view that scenario, right? Loose Cannon didn't trust WACk, but Loose Cannon didn't know that WACk didn't trust him. WACk didn't trust Loose Cannon, and WACk knew Loose Cannon didn't trust me. So hence, if WACk has a full understanding of the situation, but Loose Cannon feels like, oh, I got WACk, you feel me?
In the headlock.
Right? And in my grip because I don't trust him, but he don't know I don't trust him.
Got it.
WACk knows I don't trust him, and like I know he don't trust me. So when I see things like The Godfather, that could also be used as like a tool of manipulation.
Oh shit!
Right? Because I feel like where WACk sort of like started feeling like something was up, or WACk started feeling like, oh, I'm about to be like the next target was. Again, mind you, Big U and Loose Cannon was cool.
Yeah, they were.
Loose Cannon came to WACk when him and Big U got not cool. What? There was not no
Flacco, the worst person to try to tell how something is intertwined with all that stuttering.
No, this was a Big U Rico. So Brick had no worries that he was gonna get arrested. You feel me? But I do believe that WACk understands history. WACk understands that, Loose Cannon ain't no dummy, bro. Loose Cannon is also very strategic. He's all
No way. We all seen that video where Loose Cannon going out WACk, like, yeah, WACk 100, you a buster, and you like this, and on Pyru and all that. No way Loose Cannon throw WACk 100. Forgot that. Come on.
also very smart. He's also, like very cunning and crafty too. So
from conversations I had with Brick Baby, I don't know. I think Brick Baby felt like he was on borrowed time.
No, with his federal, with his gun case though.
With his case, like he knew it was coming down.
I feel like Brick knew he was finna go to jail.
Yeah, because he, like he said, he
with
grew up in this. Like he knew. I know he know. And I mean, one of these niggas that already sat with the feds when they already knew they were developing a case. Talk to these folks for sure. Nigga right here, it's the behind the scenes parts too, editing, A&R, everything.
There's nothing more effective to stop the bleeding than a tampon. And if you're a real street nigga,
these niggas believe that sound crazy too. So
it's a fantasy though. This shit ain't real.
No, I mean, when I say fantasy, I say someone murdered someone just because they were last with him. It takes evidence to convict a man.
Big U ain't tell the police that, and Rayshawn is dead.
Damn.
So how the police know the exact conversation that him and
if WACk really got Loose Cannon, if he tricked him into speaking about open cases to trick him because he hated him for what he said, is that not still snitching? Does that not fall under the banner of snitching? All you street dudes out there, how does WACk get away with that? Like, yeah, I'm going to trick him into telling the street business, so I ain't got to do it, because if we do it and they expose us, then we'll be snitches, but I'm going to get him to implicate himself in it. Is that not snitching on WACK's part? That's like the definition of working. He's just not working for the feds. He's an entrepreneur. He out here working for himself to get people indicted. That's crazy.
Be enough for him to go kill? Like, this shit is sounding like a bad movie.
A call from Big U where Big U says, you better come get this boy or else I'm going to kill him.
Maybe I'm biased because I know these guys.
Now, again, we're not saying he's guilty. He could be innocent and they could all be lying on him. I'm saying that for y'all to act like niggas killing niggas over something that hurt their ego is this new thing that never happens.
No one said that,
You're out of your mind,
I'm
bro.
not saying that. I'm just saying the motive. First of all, the ego shouldn't even be hurt because the song was never even a big song.
Have you heard it yet?
Never even heard the song.
I don't know. I need to hear with somebody that said, hey, it had to be something other than a diss track, because when you include the two, but I don't think when he said that, I think that had anything to do with the diss track. What was the conversation? Ridiculous that niggas really believe that. You think this nigga Eric is solid enough to sit in fucking prison for 6 years knowing he was sent by a nigga and never mention it?
Yeah.
Then y'all don't know the street.
I mean, shit, if you really...
Hey, he could be solid enough. Brick Baby said made it sound like he is. Like he a real rolling 60. Eric Holder, the one who shot Nipsey. Hey.
Gonna go kill a nigga with no mask.
Hopping on podcasts and they losing all mystique, all aura, and then
podcasting and shit.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Chicago, when it was an underground bullshit.
I can't listen to Flacco that long. Let me see. Flacco, Loose Cannon. Let's see.
He wanted to hear WACk and should go. His buttons. What to say. Just
shout out to Compton, Rick Rock.
Just what to do. Just what to expose. To send him over the edge. You got to remember, he has to fight me back on what he says, right? I'm not going to even put him in that type of situation to put himself in the trick bag on that phone.
Well, he's already in a trick bag over the phone, and whether you like it or not, his woman is doing an awesome job at making sure everything that he got to say gets back to the internet over that phone. So he done already bit the bait, and he ain't gonna stop, man. They over there doing a little bit of numbers off this content, so I don't see it stopping no time soon. So you might as well just go full throttle, because he done already. It's over with. It's a wrap. He's done.
Most people would sit back and laugh once he starts to say and do things to twist himself. But to me, it ain't really a laughing situation to contribute to him adding to his situation.
But you ain't trying to take away. You supposed to be like, nah, stop. We're talking about an open investigation. Nah, stop talking about that. And if you watch that and you don't think WACk already knew, he's like, what, nephew? Get out of here. What? And what he do after that? That's crazy. If you ain't see that and you don't think WACk already heard these stories and knew what he was leading them to, you crazy.
Right. On top of that, I'm going to be real.
He thought he was lying?
I never really played the game with Loose Cannon. You know, when I talk to Loose, I talk to Loose. You know, I never recorded phone calls unless he asked me to. I remember one time he was talking to his dad because he was trying to clear something up for Eddie Boy or something. He like, WACk, record the call so Eddie Boy know I tried. Shit like that. But I never really did none of that with him. Whenever he was talking to me about things. But, you know, it's things I know. It's things that he don't know I know. And maybe I should have told him, right? But all this did for me is kind of say, WACk, you know you should have been put closure to that. And I'm going to tell you.
Just double check. Is the audio for the TV's turned off, right?
Yeah, because I didn't know it was going to start playing.
Oh, okay, because it did start playing.
Yeah,
I just want to make sure that they can't hear it. Sorry.
And it was,
Man, we don't give a shit about that TV, man. Let's get the content going. I want to hear what the hell he got to say. We don't care about that. Don't ever stop the show again for no goddamn value on that TV, man.
it was like, it was a couple things that was done that I really like looked at it and said, oh, it's like some sabotage type shit.
What do you mean? Self-sabotage?
Not self-sabotage is when you doing it to self.
Right.
But when somebody that's supposed to be kind of right there with you starts to do things that could affect things that has nothing to do with them but just you, you know, you're supposed to see that. But I kind of dismissed it because it was like you doing with Lush. Maybe he wasn't thinking. That's why I know Lush do one more time, think he out of here. Because it get to a point to where you like, nah, after this is going to be on me.
Right.
Right? Like the situation with Game. Right?
With Loose and Game?
Yeah, like when he went at Game on the internet.
When did he do that?
Yeah, I was, because that's the homie, and I was when that happened, and I seen that, I already know the homie wasn't gonna say nothing. He was gonna let him just do what he do. But I was wondering why you didn't say nothing to him. Like, man, you know, you was supposed to get on his ass the moment that he said something about the homie. You was supposed to get on that. I don't understand why you didn't get on it, but you know, he did what he did. And he said,
WACk probably see it as just like a business thing. Like, I ain't got nothing to do with it. You know, it ain't no serious threat. So
what he said, I knew the homie wasn't gonna respond back. That was just all that right there was clout chasing at his highs.
I didn't know nothing about that.
That was before you guys were cool?
But he understands that me and Game's relationship, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it may be, like, you've never heard me say anything bad or down in Game. You know what I'm saying?
Clearly care about that relationship.
No, that's my brother. I love my brother to death. You know what I'm saying? Period. Right? That's for life. Right? So, you know, my phone went crazy because people, when you let somebody get that close to you like that and they do things, they don't believe that you didn't know they were going to do it.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So, you know, good thing Game called me. That's how I found out, because he called me. So I called Loose Cannon. Game know me. I called WACk, and WACk downplayed something up. I called WACk, and WACk called Loose Cannon and asked him, yo, what the is going on? And then Loose told me, man, he was totally wrong with his information. You know, he was, man, I thought this. I said, well, everything you saying is not right. That didn't happen. Game didn't do none of that, right? You can't fault a man for being at a celebrity party. On top of that, I never put the burden on my artists not to do some business if some business need to be done
oh, he said Loose Cannon arguing with Game? I thought he said Lush.
with somebody. You know what I'm saying? If they got to do some business, I'm not going to tell a man not to do his business if it's, you know, worthwhile. They not going to do the business if it don't need to.
I believe that. I believe the phone call was made because I know all these guys personally. I don't know Luce, but I know for sure Luce would have got his ass whooped. I'm not putting no 10 on it, none of that for sure. He would have got his ass whooped. I'm glad they did fix that because he would have whooped his ass all the way up and down the street, man, for sure.
To be done if something's going on with me or vice versa, right? So, I started seeing a few little things, but I was like, I think in my heart, I genuinely was trying to help Luce and trying to like show him another way. Like on some genuine shit. Looking back at it all and understanding some things I understood, but I just didn't want to call it.
Or Luce probably would. They probably wouldn't. I don't know. I don't know who would have won that squad, but I just think that he would have got his ass. Well, he might have would have won. It might have would have been a tie. I don't know. I'm just talking.
Even the situation here, right? This is my place of business. Like that shouldn't have happened.
Okay, but question.
You get what I'm saying?
A lot has been made of Luce and suggests that he may be.
Wait a minute. Hold up. What should have happened? This is his place of business, and what happened, shit, man. Y'all see what's going on here. He definitely saying, I ain't got nothing to do with that. I'm letting everybody know on the internet that ain't got nothing to do with me. He did that on his own. What y'all think in the comment section?
That's not what he said before.
A compulsive liar. That's definitely what his brother and his ex-wife have to say. Was there ever a moment in your relationship with him where you're like, holy shit, this fool lies a lot and about things he doesn't need to lie about?
It was things, and I wouldn't say nothing because in my head I can fix it.
And you fucking with him, so it's like I don't want to be friends with a liar.
It's a lot of shit. Like it was like simple shit. But in my head, because I saw him as like and not trying to little boy him, I saw him like a student, right? And like, okay, he may don't know how to get in the 3-point stance, but if I keep working with him, he gonna get it.
Right.
Like it was, I can name a list of things, right?
Nah, you seen his ass as a crash dummy.
Yeah.
Straight up crash dummy. You didn't see his ass as no student. You seen him as, he perfect. He's the perfect candidate. I'm about to send his ass straight.
Perfect analogy, Rick Rock. Perfect, exactly. He need to get Big U out the way without him saying it so he don't get that snitch jacket.
Straight into one of them walls like one of them crash dummies in them 1980 commercials when they put them 2 yellow dummies in them cabs.
Fact.
And I get in front of him and I tell him, but then another few times it was like,
scratch that head.
And some shit I didn't pay attention to. Like, I'm like, yo, bro, you got a twin brother? Nah, he's 10 years older than me. I'm 32, he's 42. So I'm like this, bro, if I ask you that and you tell me that, it ain't that I believe you. It's just I don't think you would bullshit me about that, right?
Right.
So that wasn't nothing I was trying to research. People was telling me, I'm like, well, what difference do it make if he is or he isn't, right? But then as time goes on and you start seeing things, you be like, because now when you go to jail, your shit pop up.
Right.
So it's like, damn, you really are 42. So then you ask yourself, well, damn, why would he? Then, but I blow it off. It ain't nothing. It's just he bullshitting about his age, right? Whatever, right? Maybe because he was an artist or whatever, right? The loose cannon, far as him being a producer, I would tell people, no, he really produced music. Like, he didn't produce a couple songs, right?
You ever witness it?
No, I never witnessed it, but he would tell me going to the studio and he come out there with a song. Now, as far as he never had a conversation with me about these big names. He was produced by one of my old producers.
Right.
A dude named Buckwheat. They call him Press Play now.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that song was produced by Buckwheat. It was him rapping featuring Nip and YG. But he would just tell me he had a song with Nip, right? And YG. So, but like, he never would tell me, yo, I produced for Mariah Carey,
Nas, Drake.
Nas, and nah, he told me been in the studio with Drake. I don't know. I don't know how true that is, but he said,
man, good goddamn well that ain't true, man. You done been in this business and you know everybody. You done hung around the best of the best. You ain't seen his ass in no studio either. Come on.
There's a lot of shit going on.
When I really sat back on my stream that I did earlier this week, sat back and watched the interview with his ex-wife, and the things that she's saying, it just sounded so real. Like when I think about the people I've known throughout my life who are liars, and the way that she was talking about how, oh, he said he got shot 10 times, and then something would happen where she realized that that wasn't true, and so you'd say, no, I said I got shot at 10 times, and like just constantly moving the goalposts and just kind of like fudging the details. I don't know. And now it's like, he's going at Brick with a bunch of shit that, from my perspective, is fake, like this transgender, saying that Brick's some trans pussy in there. I mean, I really doubt it.
Well, here's the thing with that, right?
If he did, I would be proud of him.
No, I listen, right? Okay. Because I've been a victim of this a lot of times. First, they start with one thing, and then when that don't work, they add to that. Then that don't work, and they add to it. So the first time the Brick thing was addressed, it was originally Brick, instead of asking the Crips.
I'm going to get on up out of here, man. Let y'all go ahead and leave y'all thoughts in the comments.
Shout out Rick Rock TV, man. If you ain't subscribed to him, go to him. What y'all think about this? Is WACk just trying to get out of the loose cannon situation out there with Jay Reed, pistol whipping them, and Marciano? Remember, Marciano is paralyzed, and they keep trying to make it seem like they spoke to him, but they haven't spoken to him. Let me see. What is it? SB. We're going to look him up real quick. GB. Right here. I watched all his videos. Let me see. Because of this right here. What do you say?
No, it's not about this police. That's the only way you can fuck with him. You can't go back and forth with WACk with no threatening shit. Talk about, I'ma do this to you. I'ma do that to you. When I see you up. No.
You give him the police file. Shout out Dizzy.
Oh.
I listen to him.
Play his game. When WACk call you, threaten you, call the police. All right, we got the police on the phone, WACk. I guarantee you that nigga will change his whole tune because emotionally off balance. So now you saying all types of shit. Now you get to incriminating yourself, right? But he makes sure that he edit out the part where he went left and then he dropped it. Yo, they said this to me. No, they said that. No. And it's like, oh, that's the game he playing. But people getting there conversing with WACk, and
because they live by gang rules. So when WACk call the police or he get the police on them, they can't do that. So then they gonna be like, oh yeah, they just gotta take it, and then the police end up coming for them.
They don't understand it. So it's only you, right, WACk. Nobody that is on Clubhouse with WACk has their own backbone. They don't have their own identity, and they're not willing to create their own identity. They just feel that I'm just going with WACk because
they all yes men.
He's poison and cancer to the urban community, but at the same time trying to embrace him. Yo, man, listen, I'll do this deal for you. I'll do that deal.
Same thing Big U did with the grid program.
If you go get in a contract with WACk 100, you are liable to go to jail. Straight up. Who hasn't went to jail that's been under contract with him? Let's be real now. Who hasn't went to jail that's been under contract with WACk but him? And make it look like this was the association to it, and it had nothing to do with it. What'd you say, my guy? Can't hear you. They would have never did what they did at No Jumper if you would have said, don't do that shit. Why would they do that knowing you got the contract there, and the only reason they're there is because of you? Loose Cannon met Adam 22 because of you, WACk 100. He ain't me.
They can even get WACk on conspiracy, like to know that Loose Cannon was going to do something when he came up there. Come on.
Adam on his own.
That's attempted murder.
He paid you $7,500 to come do the show. So let's be real with this shit.
Loose Cannon paid $7,500 to get himself indicted. and implicated in Big Q's RICO. That's crazy work.
If he paid you $7,500 to do the show, and that's the only way he met Adam, you can't act like he got his own personal relationship with Adam when you got the contract, WACk. Nobody's picked apart your character. I'm calling out the shit that you're doing before you do it. Who else did that? Gimmicks. Are we paying attention to this shit? Huh? Let's
You
be
gotta pay
real.
attention, yo. I watch him 2 in the morning. I fall asleep to him and Rain music.
You got a great deal of respect for Adam and Vlad, but you disrespectful as a motherfucker to academics.
Absolutely.
Come on now. Let's just pay attention to it, nigga. You don't like the culture you was birthed in. Straight up.
Ooh.
You don't know how to accept that you are who you are. So you over here being this informant, you over here cooperating, right? Playing this game to destroy your own people instead of letting them know, hey, yo, this shit taking us the fuck out, my guy. That's all it's doing. I appreciate that, Mary. Justice for Marciano. Facts. You over here doing this bullshit, right? And you acting like we supposed to embrace it because you say on Paru, nigga. Oh, goofy ass nigga.
50-year-old gangbangers. I get why 13, 14, 15, 16, maybe 17, 18-year-olds join the gangs. They might be looking for a daddy, looking for an institution, and they ain't got Boy Scouts. They just like, oh, no football, no basketball. They just want to be tough, and they see these men, and they think, oh, that's tough. Look, they tough. They hanging around each other. Even though they all scared like a pack of stray dogs and just bark at everything because they all scared and they don't want to look pussy, so then they got to be the loudest, biggest one, which just sparked them to, oh, like, if you were by yourself, the dude walk down the street, step on your shoes, and he'd be like, oh, my bad. You'd be like, nah, that's cool. But because you with 30 niggas, like, you gonna let him do that? You gonna let him? They do that. But how can you be a 50-year-old still gangbanging? At some point, you just say, listen, I understand why I did this. I was looking for something. The gang is not the way to find it. Like, how do you have a good experience when you have to join the organization? You got to get beat up by the people in it. You start off with a bad taste in your mouth for them. Like, you don't even know them yet. You come around and now you're in a group and you're like, damn, I don't like nobody, but these motherfuckers right here that just jumped me, I don't really fuck with them that much. Like, and if you do something wrong, you get DP'd and you get an ass whooping like they're your daddy. Nah.
Facts.
And you can't tell on
Straight
nothing.
goofy. You talking.
Think about it. You can't tell on nothing. Like, even the other gangs, like the Mexican gangs and stuff, the cartel, they got rules like, you could tell on other things, you know, but you better not tell on your family. That would be a more sensible rules. If you're in a gang, like, you can't tell on your gang because these the dudes. But those other people that's our ops, you can tell on something of them. Then it's a game of attrition. I know something about them. You know something about them. You can't even tell at all. So that means if you're in a fight with your ops in a car and he pull out a gun and shoot at you and the police come, you can't be like, yo, it's self-defense. He shot at me. You got to sit there and be quiet technically. Like, no, whoever you think did it. Did he shoot at you? Because if he did, it'd be, you know, stand your ground. And, nah, I can't say nothing. That's stupid. Come on. You 50 years old, still in the game. Still glorifying people that's running through with fucking switches on their guns, shooting everybody but the person that they aiming at.
About where you from. I can have somebody do something to you. Yeah, all right. He lied about. We know you a liar though, WACk. So we don't believe you. Your credibility with the people is forever shot. You can never, WACk, regain it.
But nobody gonna do nothing to him. Nobody in Peru gonna do nothing to him, bro. The streets is a myth, kids. Get out of it. It's only meant for rules to trap you. It's like playing Monopoly, but you know you're not gonna ever get rich. There's so many holes around town and so many things that you know that they keep taking your money. Like, it's stupid. It's a lose-lose situation. You're never gonna find nothing in no gangs. Like, stop letting these rappers get rich and then they claim gangs afterwards. It's stupid. Are they really like that? And like King Vons and stuff, and that karma always come back around. Like, come on.
And he's addicted to this. Snake like WACk.
Big snowbinders, shut your bitch ass up. It's time for us to learn, be men, take baths, brush our tongue. Look at how our brother come and greet the crowd. That's how we got to be. You can't tell me that God is good, nigga, and you got the same stank shirt on that you wore 8 times through the life. I don't want to hear nothing from you.
Facts. Go through all that shit to come to the internet and act like I want to be street. Nigga, fuck out of here.
It ain't cool to be streets. If you really made it out the streets, out the gutter, then the goal is to change. Not to be the same. Not to get rich and then be more of a crackhead than the people you see in the street. It's stupid. I'm glad America is waking up. I'm glad the youth is waking up and people seeing this for what it is. It's stupid. The record label made drill rap the top thing, so motherfuckers thinking now you get to take keys and all these other situations. Motherfuckers serving life out here for doing stupid shit. It's the stupidest thing in the world. They slide on this, slide on that. Sticks and stones. The first thing your mother teach you is probably somebody put their hands on you, you do something. Somebody using words. This is America. You literally live in a country where you have the freedom of speech, but yet the gangs teach you that if somebody use that, somebody call you the wrong name, you're supposed to react out of that and risk your life. So you want me to trick myself off the street with kids at home that you're going to spend 5, 10, 15 years away from because he used his mouth like you gonna grab his jaw and take it off? That's the most weakest non-man shit I ever heard. Basic man. Sticks and stones may break my bones. Yeah, you say that. Cool. Do something. You can even do okay. Yeah, you talking about my mother. Blah 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 blah. He said something about my kids. They ain't see their kids in 2 years. Oh, he said something about my kids. I had to do it. It's stupid. Come on, real men don't move like this, and real GGs move in silence. This is stupid. These ain't gangsters. These are thugs. Modern day thugs. That's uneducated gangsters. Gangsters try to move a certain way and not bother the public. They move in the shadows. These motherfuckers move in the light like they think they right. Like they could say maybe, allegedly, and the FBI ain't gonna go check it out. It's stupid. Let me know what y'all think, cave dwellers. Shit crazy.